Hello, I'm Mayor Buckley, Mayor of the City of Annapolis. 2 weeks ago, on Sunday, yesterday, a man was brutally murdered in this community. In broad daylight, in a community full of children, someone had the nerve to gun a man down in cold blood. I'm here to say some good news. Today, this community is just a little bit safer because that man is in custody. And that happened because of the hard work of this community, because enough is enough. This community deserves to be safe. People in this community deserve to let their children out, to have the same safety that's afforded to every person in the city of Annapolis. I want to thank our team of detectives who worked tirelessly over the last 2 weeks in the middle of a pandemic to get to the bottom of this crime and put a man under arrest. So I want to thank everybody that's been a part of this. It's a tragic event, but today there's a little bit of good news. I'd like to turn it over to our police chief, Chief Jackson, right now.
Thank you, Mayor Buckley. Before I get started, I want to introduce my command staff. To my right is Captain Tim Lowe. In the middle is Deputy Chief Paul Herman. And to his left is Captain Mark Seidel. Captain Mark Seidel is Chief of Detectives. As I stated, that Paul Herman is the Deputy Chief, and Tim Lowe is our Chief of Patrol. Also, I want to acknowledge the family of Leslie Eugene Saunders. They're here today. On Friday, April 3rd, the Annapolis Police made an arrest in a case involving the homicide of Leslie Eugene Saunders, 50. The homicide occurred on March 15th that took place in Bay Ridge Gardens. The suspect, Michael Gibson, was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and a multitude of other charges. Other charges include manslaughter, assault in the first degree, reckless endangerment, firearm and use in a crime of violence, illegal possession of a regulated firearm, illegal possession of ammunition, and a loaded handgun. Mr. Michael Gibson is currently being held at the Jennifer Road Detention Center on a no bail status. I'd like to take this time to thank our partners. I'd like to take the time to thank Chief Tim Altamari of the Anne Arundel County Police Department. Under his leadership, they provided both technical and manpower support along with our federal partners. I also like to thank Lieutenant McDonald, Mike McDonald, Sergeant Ascione, and their squad of men and women who were instrumental in bringing this case to a close. And as I report today that we have a person in custody, we're still actively investigating this murder. So if anyone has any information about this homicide, please call Metro Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP to provide an anonymous tip. That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about right now. And I'm opening it up to any questions. Also, as the mayor stated, with the cooperation of the community, we can do some great things. This can be a safe community where your children can play, where your elders can come on a nice day like today, but we need the community support. And I just want to take this opportunity while I have the podium to talk about the fact that just yesterday, we recovered a Herstal Belgium .57 millimeter handgun right here, fully loaded with some very dangerous bullets that could pierce a bulletproof vest. And with the cooperation of the community, we were able to get these guns off the street. So I can't emphasize enough that with community cooperation and the men and women who work so hard in the Annapolis Police Department, we can make Bay Ridge Gardens a safe place to live. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Come on, take that that you got this murder, but my question is, what is happening with the cold cases that came before this of all the men who've been slain and the killers have not been apprehended yet? How is that going?
Yes, ma'am. We're working day and night. We've notified families. We sent out letters under my authorization. Stan Bradford, retired colonel from Baltimore City Police, who I brought him on board to actively investigate that. He has 2 detectives assigned to him, or 2 officers assigned to him. He's here today. We're actively investigating it. We're sitting down with the families, and we're going over the evidence. So, I feel good about that too. And in the near future, I hope to stand before you again to announce that some of these cold cases have been solved. And I'd like to say one more thing, and this is a message, this is from me. If you think you're going to come here anywhere in Annapolis, not just Bay Ridge Gardens, if you're going to come anywhere in Annapolis and kill, it's unacceptable. We're going to go after you with the full force of the law. So anybody's watching that thinks that it's okay and you can come and pull triggers with impunity, it's not acceptable. We want to work with the community. We want to be the men and women that you want us to be. We want you to have full faith and confidence in the Annapolis Police Department. But make no mistake about it, killing is unacceptable. And we're not going to stand idly by the Annapolis Police Department. We're going to come with the full force of the law and use every tool at our disposal to bring persons responsible for this type of violence to justice.
I want to thank you for in this city, in the midst of people being isolated and businesses being closed, schools being closed, and the relative safety of our communities. Can you touch on what has been happening since people have been shut down and they're supposed to be isolated in terms of safety?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Will. I mean, for example, this gun that we got was a result, of a dice game. And we received a call that individuals were playing dice in violation of the governor's order, and my officers came to disperse the crowd, and then one of my officers had the presence of mind and the tenacity to examine the area that the individuals were in, and that's how we seized this gun yesterday. And who knows what this gun could have been used to do. And so we've been vigilant. We're enforcing the governor's order. It's the law. We're duty bound to do it. But we also are doing it in a way that I hope that we're being respectful. We understand that people are frustrated. They're not responsible for COVID-19, but it's a pandemic that we all have to manage appropriately. So we've been approaching our interactions with the community with compassion. And so far, it's worked out. That approach has worked out very well. But I'm just so happy that we got this gun off the street that can't do any further harm right here.
And I just want to say, we're trying a new policing model here. We have apprehended somebody in the killing. We've apprehended someone in the killing of Trey the Kid. We've apprehended someone in this killing of Leslie Saunders. And we hope that we're building a trust in the community that you can come forward and you'll be safe, because we can't do it without you. And we want to keep every family in this city safe from this kind of violence that happened on a Sunday afternoon in broad daylight. So thank you so much. Thank you.
So one other question about social gathering and about people coming together. Is there? I know it's really hard to get people to abide by the distancing rule, but is there any word or any word you can give from our police department as to how people can abide by that and stay on the right side of things?
Yes, it's particularly young people. Young people. That's been our biggest problem, because when you're a teenager, you think you're invincible, and then it was originally reported that the most people who are affected was people like me, the 60 and over club, but it can affect anybody. And Deputy Paul Herman, Major Herman, made a suggestion that I think was a wonderful one. He's standing behind me, and that's we get all of our partners together and educate people. And so we hope in the near future we can bring some people from the health department when we get those calls to partner with us and make it clear that this is a pandemic. It's something that comes around probably once in our lifetime, but it's to be taken seriously because it can affect both the young and the old. And so our approach is not to come out aggressive, but to let them know that the governor says it's the law, we have to enforce it, but we're doing it in the way that we would hope. And so far it's worked out very well, that people have been dispersing upon our request. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.